Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy and today we have the February monthly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys, I hope you guys are doing really good today. So, I feel like I've been MIA a little bit, but like, not really. I am a little bit late to post these. January, I'm not sure about you guys, but January for me was really rough. There was just a lot that was happening in the physical world in my life and also energetically on a deeper level. And I just felt like I wasn't really in the best place. I worked my booty off to get the January uploads up, and as soon as I was done uploading I was like, I'm gonna check out, and I'm gonna check out for a while. So I actually was thinking about skipping February and kind of taking the whole month off as well, but last night was the full moon, or yesterday slash still kind of today, the full moon is already starting to go away but it's still up. Full moon in Leo, I think it was. I'm not even 100% sure, honestly. I didn't even check this time, but I did like a really deep, I had a very deep meditation session, and it had just like a lot of really profound thoughts and ideas come to the surface for me, and a lot of realizations I had that I'm thinking of making a video, I think later today, talking about the realizations that I had during this meditation, because it was really interesting. And anyways, so I just feel like my energy was like in the right place, and I woke up this morning, I got awesome sleep after my meditation. Like I woke up, I felt I felt really well rested. Like I feel like, even though obviously I've been sleeping all these nights, you know, but it was like last night I feel like I finally got like good sleep. Like, you know, I just wake up feeling so rejuvenated, so rested, so like I'm not tired and ready to take on the day. I've been doing a couple things and I was like, you know what, let me start the readings because I know we're already into February. So anyways, that's just my little like spiel. We'll get into reading in 1 second. So I'm just gonna throw up a disclaimer. These are general readings that you're watching. So just remember, keep in mind that you are watching a general reading on YouTube that is for your general sign of Aquarius in all placement, not in all placements, but in Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, okay? So those are a lot of different placements. They all mean different things, and there's a lot of different people with different situations that are gonna watch this video, right? So I always set my intention for my videos that at least one message that I have throughout this reading will resonate with everyone. Does that make sense? So I always ask that whoever watches these videos will at least receive one message that they need to hear from this reading. So with that, keep that in mind. Tune in for the video. If it does not resonate with you, I recommend that you check out your other placements or other readers. There's a lot of amazing YouTube readers here on YouTube, but you can also find some readers that are local to you in your area. I really like the intimacy of like a face-to-face reading, or, you know, usually when I work with my clients, I do them over Skype or Zoom. So I like the personal interaction as well, at least on my end as a reader. So anyways, those are my disclaimers. Sorry that I talk a lot, guys. If you're new here, this is how it is. If you're returning, you already know I talk a lot, so let's get into your reading, Aquarius. So I'm gonna be skipping the channel messages this month because, like I said, January was really rough for me, and I'm really just getting back into, you know, meditating and to all those things. I was very disconnected with my spirituality, with my practice, or what I practice in the month of January. So I don't feel I'm quite in the right place to be channeling messages for others. So we're gonna skip that on this month, okay? So sorry if you guys were hoping for that. We have the Hermit, which I'm like, yes, Hermit, I love this. Okay, so the Hermit is your overall crowning energy. First card out is always gonna be the most strongest, the most significant. And I just feel so happy for you guys because I feel like February is gonna be a month where Aquarius, oh, also happy birthday. I'm so sorry. I'm always so bad about remembering to say happy birthday to this specific person. Happy birthday. So if like maybe the past couple months have been very rough, I would say anywhere from the past 6 to 8 months have been rough or very difficult for you in life. A lot of those things needed to have happened. Like a lot of bad things or negative experiences needed to have happened in and around you in order for you to do this, in order for you to have the realization that you need to be more in tune and aware of yourself. Because the Hermit is a self-discovery, it's a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of getting in tune with yourself in order, okay, because that's just part of it, getting in tune with yourself, getting to know who you are, getting to know who you truly are at the core, in order to express yourself in a more authentic way throughout life when you're navigating in your journey, or on your journey, I should say. And that will create you to align with your higher purpose, right? So if you're kind of right now at a point where maybe you feel a little bit lost, or like, I don't know why all those bad things happen to me, I don't know why all these negative things happen in my life, it's because it's to trigger you to go inside. Instead of looking for answers outside of yourself, it's going to trigger, all those negative things are going to trigger you to look within, to learn about yourself, to become self-aware. And it's through that self-awareness that it shifts you and aligns you to the path and the purpose that you're meant to be on. It's through that self-awareness that you will become enlightened to what you should and should not be doing. It's through that self-awareness that you will be able to move through your life in a more positive way without so many negative circumstances and situations, because you'll understand yourself. You'll understand who you are, what you stand for, what you will and will not allow. And you'll understand what your wants and your needs are. That's what the biggest problem here is, Aquarius, is that you guys really need to figure out what do you want from life? What do you want from others? What do you need? Because everyone's wants and needs are gonna be different, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, we all want to be loved, but we have different variances, I guess, to say that. I guess that would be our umbrella thing that we all have in common as humans, is that we all want to be loved, right? So I feel like you guys are going into this, a little bit isolated, but it's just more so like you're not going to be entertaining a lot of external energies in the month of February. Like, I feel like you're really going to be keeping to yourself. 10 of Pentacles, yeah, and 5 of Cups in reverse. I feel like you guys are at a point where you're really like, maybe you lost loved ones, or maybe you lost, I don't know, finances. I feel like there was loss that you had in the past 6 to 8 months, those negative experiences that I was talking about. It could very likely have been things that you lost and you no longer have. And I feel like you're in this reflective place in your life of looking in within yourself of what maybe you might feel like you caused some of these problems or not. I think maybe that's what your last month's reading was about, or your end of the month reading for January, was something about like, it almost, you start to feel like it's your fault, but it's not your fault. I remember telling you that. The 10 of Pentacles is here with the 5 of Cups in reverse, saying that whatever it was that you lost before, it's like you're either in the month of February, you're reevaluating, or you already have started to reevaluate what is near and dear to your heart. What's important to you? Is family important to you? Is money important to you? Is your career important to you? Is your friends important to you? Is your lover important to you? It's like, what do you value? Who do you value? And it's almost like you guys are reprioritizing, like, your list of priorities. It's like, this comes before this person is above this. It's like, that's what you're thinking. You're really looking at what you value and where you put your time, I feel like. Because you realize that, and maybe also because we've had a lot of tragic events happen, like the death of, I want to say it was Kobe Bryant, and forgive me, I don't mean no disrespect if I got it wrong. I just know, I'm not into basketball, so I don't know. I just know that it was a very well-known basketball player, passed away in a very tragic accident. His daughter passed away as well, and some other people as well. I hope that they're resting in peace. But it's almost like through these, because a lot of people have been having those realizations. I see all over the internet, all these people saying, you never know when your time is going to end, and we don't know that. So it's like, we need to use all the time that we have. We have to take advantage of the time that we have, putting it to the right people, putting it into the right things. And maybe you're realizing this month that you have maybe in the past put your energy towards people or situations that didn't really serve you, that weren't good for you, that weren't healthy for you. And you're having this realization with the Empress in reverse that you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure that you're watching out for yourself in order to watch out for other people. Because when you don't watch out for yourself, and then you're just putting your energies into external relationships and situations and people that don't serve you, you're wasting all of your energy. You have none for yourself. You don't know how to take care of yourself. You don't know what your wants and your needs are. Take care. Self-care, self-care. Big time. 9 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, you guys maybe in the past have been very guarded towards, I feel like you've been very guarded towards being intimate. with other people, like really opening up and really, really showing people who you are. Because I feel like there's a part of you that there's a part of you with the Eight of Swords, there's a part of you that maybe feels like people will not accept you for you who you are. There's a part of you, I feel like this is just coming up as an insecurity, the Eight of Swords. I feel like a lot of you guys may have certain traits or just certain things about you that you're a little insecure about, that you kind of feel like people won't like, or people will judge you for things that you're interested or things that you like to do. Be yourself, Aquarius. Remember that you are the most the most unique of the zodiac, and you are one of the most unique people. I love Aquarius. I'm a Sagittarius. Me and Aquarius, we get along really, really well. All the Aquarius I've met in my life, I've get along really, really well. Great sense of humor. Very, very honest. I feel like you guys are very, very honest people. You like to tell the truth because you just don't have time for lies. Like, we don't got time for that. And you guys are just so weird and so fun. I love Aquarius. So like, don't bag on yourself for the traits or for the things that you like or whatever. And don't worry if other people will not like them. If they don't like them, they don't like them. They're not for you. Trust me, because I love Aquarius. So I love you guys. If no one doesn't, I do. But yeah, this is coming up as an insecurity where I feel like that's kind of why in the past you may have had your guard up. And I kind of feel like maybe you'll have this realization during this month, but I'm getting that those relationships or those situations that you missed out on or that you lost with the Five of Cups in reverse, I feel like you're seeing them as not really a loss. Like, you're kind of like, it's not really something that I lost because I never really opened up myself fully to these people. I never showed these people or these situations who I truly was, so they didn't really get to know me, so it's not really a loss, you know what I'm saying? Like, they never really got the opportunity, or like maybe people never really gave you a chance, so it's like, how can that be a loss? They didn't see what you had to offer. They didn't stick around long enough, or whatever situation it was. I keep saying people, so it must be you guys have been dealing with another external energy outside of you. Eight of Cups. So I feel like this is more towards the end of the month, but I will be doing end of the month readings later, in like about 2 weeks, so check back in. But I feel like this energy is picking up more towards the end of your month, where you're realizing that there are situations that you could leave, and you could already feel this way, Aquarius, that there are situations you may find yourself in that just don't serve you. And it's almost like I feel like that's why you're gonna be in the hermit mode. That's why you're gonna go within to find the answers, because I feel like you've been trying to find the answers of where you belong outside of yourself. But though that answer is going to come from within, from getting to know who you are. And like I said earlier, everything I talked about earlier. So I feel like you're ready to explore something new. You're ready to go into a new direction. I feel like for some of you, you may want to move. I feel like a lot of you guys want to move away from wherever you are. You want to move somewhere different. I feel like you guys want to be in a different environment, a new environment. And I think that would be really, really good for you, especially with having all this loss and all this energy. It feels just like, almost like the land or the place that you're in, maybe it's even your home, is just not cursed, but it feels like there's a lot of like clouded negative energy there that needs to be removed. But it's almost like, and it can be, you can clear the energy in your space, in your home, but it almost seems like it's like years. Maybe where you live, so ask yourself, if you grew up where you live right now, that's probably why. It's because you've spent a majority, almost all of your life in one place. It's time to move. I say this all the time. Don't settle where you live. If you grew up somewhere, don't stay there. Move away. Even if you end up going back, even if like you move and you travel and you go to different places, you live other places, and then you end up, you know what, I really love where I grew up, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna end up living there, that's fine. But don't limit yourself by staying in a situation just because it's what you're used to, what you've grown accustomed to. Because that's what tends to happen with growing up in the same place, is that we get used to it and we don't really want to move away from it because that's outside of our comfort zone. But remember that you cannot grow, you cannot learn about yourself, you cannot shift and align to your path in life if you are not growing. And growth comes from being in situations that are uncomfortable. So I really think that moving would be really good for you. Or you guys, I just feel like, are just moving on in general from situations that I feel like you guys really understand now that you have no control over. So let's get a oracle card to see what a blockage is for you this month. So what is a blockage for Aquarius in the month of February? What's a challenge or obstacle that Aquarius is going to need to focus and work on overcoming this month? So like I said, I'm not really trying to channel, but it happens. I heard the word cheating, like I just heard very clearly cheating. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I don't know if it's you or if it's someone you're dealing with, but cheating is something you're gonna wanna avoid. So it could even be as simple as try not to take the easy way out of situations. A lot of times, and I talk about all the time, we live in an age of convenience. We have technology, we have delivery. You can get your groceries delivered. You can get anything delivered to your door. You know what I'm saying? Amazon Prime, you know what I'm talking about? And those things are really nice, but it also makes us become lazy. You know, if you can order your groceries, you can order whatever, why go out and do it? You know what I'm saying? It's just small things like that. So we live in an age of convenience where if things are convenient, if we can get something an easier way where we don't have to go outside and go do things, most likely most people would choose the easier way. This is a month where if Aquarius, if you're presented with an opportunity to take the easy way out, don't. Take the longer road. Take the path that's least traveled, because most likely that path will take you to where you're supposed to be. Don't take the easy way out. So I think that's kind of what I'm getting more so about the cheating. So we have trapped in fear and choose wisely. So I feel like you're afraid to make a change. So for those of you that feel like you want to move or you need to move on from certain people or certain situations, it's almost like there's a part of you, and let me tell you, it's your ego, okay? We all have our ego. The ego is really just what the devil represents, okay? So the devil, I don't believe, is a real, like, being, but it is a real energy, okay? And that energy is the ego. I feel like the ego is what the devil is in my eyes, and it's all about illusion. It wants you, the ego, or the devil, wants to make you believe that there is nothing better for you out there. Like, if you leave this situation, you'll never find anything better. You know, if you've ever met someone that has ever said something like that to you, it's kind of like that. It's like they want to, the energy is trying to manipulate you into believing that you're too afraid to move, that you're too afraid to move on, that you're too afraid or you're not good enough to want better or to do better for yourself. That's absolutely not true. So I really think that the biggest obstacle for you this month is going to be yourself. It's going to be your own ego and your own fears getting in the way of you. You're going to be too scared. Like, okay, I really want to move, but I'm scared. I've never moved away from home before. I've never moved away from my hometown where I grew up, or this or that, or whatever it is, if it's not a physical move for you. Do not let your fears trap you. I literally have a quote. I just wrote this down. I watched, there's, I believe his channel's name is Tarotverse or Tarot Universe. I'm not sure, but he's a tarot reader that I watched, and I just found him a couple days ago. One of the readings I was watching for myself, it said this, and I wrote down the quote on the thing in my kitchen. I think I can see it from here. It says, he said, don't make decisions based out of fear, and don't stay somewhere, or don't stay anywhere out of fear of moving on. So don't stay in a situation just because you're too afraid to move on. Ask yourself, are you afraid to move on? If the answer is yes, move on, because that is telling you that you should not stay there. You shouldn't stay there just because you're scared. You shouldn't stay there. You shouldn't stay with someone because you're scared that you won't find someone better. You shouldn't stay somewhere because you're too scared of what's going to happen if you go somewhere different. Don't do that. Don't make decisions based out of fear. You should feel it in your heart, so you try to connect with your heart a little bit more. And I think that's why it's paired with choose wisely. You got to make the right choice. You got to really think about this, and you got to really ask yourself, am I just afraid? Is the only thing preventing me from moving on, from letting go, from taking action? Is it my own fear? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, your fear is non-existent. It's not a physical obstacle. So that means you can get over it. It's just up to you. It's up to you to fight with your own mentality. You know, I was watching this video the other day where this woman was talking about that every single day we're at a war with ourselves. Every single day we're at a war with our mind and our heart. You know, us knowing and feeling what we want, but also our ego getting in the way of it. No, you're not good enough. No, you know, stay in bed. No, take a day off. You know, why? Why do that when there's a beautiful world out there filled with endless possibilities, and you really can do anything that you set your mind and you set your attention to? But the hardest thing is overcoming that fear, overcoming the illusion of the ego that wants to trick us into thinking that we can't do better, that we shouldn't do better, and it's not true. So I'm really getting that's going to be a very big obstacle for you, Aquarius. Try to work on overcoming that, or at least identifying that when you don't want to make a decision. At least try to ask yourself in that moment, is it because you're afraid, or is it because of valid, real reasons, right? That's what I'm trying to say. You need to differentiate that this month. That work, I feel like, breaking down the ego, breaking down that illusion, it's going to take time. I think for most people, it takes a lot longer than a month or even a couple months. That's something that people work on for years, is trying to overcome their own fears. But I feel like this is going to be a really big month for you to really go into this work, to start this work. So the message from your guides is letting go. And very, very simple. They just want you, it says learn to let go. Okay, so the card is letting go, and underneath it says learn to let go. So in this month, February is going to be a month where you really need to learn to let go of your past. Anything that you may feel like was lost to you wasn't, because whatever is meant for you is meant for you, and it will find its way to you. So if you do not have something in your life right now, it's because it's not meant for you, or it's just not meant for you right in this moment, okay? So anything that you're desiring or dreaming of or wanting for yourself, you have to also try to work on actually going and getting that thing or whatever it is, you know? You have to actually put work into obtaining the goal that you want. You have point A and point B, you gotta do the middle work to get there, right? So, and in order to progress on that path, you have to let go of what you're carrying or what you've been carrying. All the hurt, the negative emotions, negative feelings that maybe are trapped inside that you're not really expressing. You need to let go of whatever does not serve you. And I feel like that's what you want to do. You want to let go of what doesn't serve you. You want to see if the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. But you'll never know if you don't go and check, right? Alrighty, I'm going to leave it on that. That is your reading, Aquarius, for the month of February. Let me know if it resonated in the comments down below. I love to read the comments. Like it if it did resonate, and subscribe for more. Share this channel with anyone that you feel like would like to, you know, get some insight on their monthly. And if anything, I know a lot of people like to just watch these just for fun, you know. So yeah, I think that is it. I will see you guys in the next month. Or actually, sorry, I will see you at the end of this month. And yeah, have a great birthday, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.